So, do you want to talk, Zé Pedro, explain what's happened?
Well, we had the other stream going on, running, but due to some technical difficulties, if you we will know them if you watch the other one. Never mind. We are back. That's all that matters. And Margarida Meneses with eating disorders and body image.
You can hear me now, can't you? I guess so. So I'll go on. If you can't make me a sign, please. And I'll give up for once. So today I'll be. Yes, you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Okay, today it is a very special participation for me. This is the third time that I'm joining ESP Talks, and sadly, is the last time that I'm joining because this is my last week of high school. So, of all three, this one is the most special for me because I'll be talking to you about a very special and a topic that's very close to my heart. And this presentation is to show how grateful I am for this school and for my classmates and for my friends that helped me throughout these 3 years that were some of the hardest of my life. So today is more of a shady presentation, and I hope you like it. So I'll share my, I think I can do it. Uh, okay. I hope you can see it. If not, I'm sorry. Can someone please tell me if you can see it or not? Because I can't see the chat, just the presentation. I guess so. I don't know. Are you able to see it, Manel?
I'm sorry, I was mute. I'm sorry. I can see it here to share it.
So can I
Well,
do what I did back then and you share it? Is that?
I don't know. You have to
If you want
share.
to, I don't need the presentation. I can do it on my own. If that's simple. If you want
Really?
to. Yes, I can do it. Okay. So
Okay.
first of all, I want to talk with you a little bit about social media. So, as teenagers, social media is a very, very important part of our lives. Sometimes we get caught up on it and we spend all day on our phones watching that girl's body, that girl's life, that girl's house, that girl's boyfriend. And when I say girls, I want to say guys, that guy's girlfriend, that guy's six pack, whatever. And sometimes we get very sad and we get down thinking, am I enough? Is my body enough? Am I beautiful enough? Is my personality enough? Do I suck? What am I doing here? Have I a future planned? If I don't have a future planned, what am I doing? We feel so lost sometimes, and we let comments and shares and likes control our mood and our feelings. And sometimes we need to know that social media is a tiny teeny part of other people's life, and in our own we are special, and we don't need anyone to tell us what we need to do, how we need to be. And if we think a little bit about it, since when is there is a rule to say, oh, this one is a perfect body, this one is a perfect life, this one whatever. We need to be more mindful and think, yes, this is just a little part of their lives. So in my experience, I get caught up in the mood of social media and bodies and whatever. And adding to that, I always were, sorry, a very happy kid. Who knows me since I'm very, very young knows I'm very energetic. I'm very euphoric. I'm always talking. I'm always singing. I'm always smiling. I'm always jumping. I can't stop. And so I'm a very happy person overall. I'm very grateful for everything I have, for my family, for my friends, for my house, for the food I have on the table. But when I was starting to work to be a professional dancer back in 2018, yes, I was working harder and harder and harder every day. And I thought, I need to be fitter, I need to be skinnier, and maybe then I can be better than the other girls who want to pursue this dream. And I can have roles, I can have jobs, I can have everything. So I got obsessed and I started working out really, really hard every day. I started working at the studio, always doing my routines every day, time after time. And then the worst part was food. I started having a very restrictive relationship with food. I wouldn't eat enough for the amount of exercise I was doing. I was hungry and starving, literally starving all the time. And no one could see it because I apparently I was happy, I was fit, I was focused, I was happier than ever. I was working for my dream, I was doing great, I was the happiest person ever. But then in 2018, things went out of way. I was so skinny, I had no strength, I was so tired all the time. My hair started falling, my bones were so visible, I lost my period, and all my secondary functions needed to stop. So my heart was beating, my lungs were receiving air. So my basic needs were functioning. And so I lost a lot of weight, and then the nightmare started. I had an eating disorder, and I was diagnosed with anorexia. These last 3 years were the worst of my life, but I wouldn't change it for the world because I learned so much about myself. I i learned what my limits were. I learned that my feelings are not myself, and that I need to separate those two. I hope you are hearing me. Are you hearing me?
We are.
Okay, okay, sorry. Okay. And things got out of control. I started going to therapy, and back then I thought, oh, therapy is just for crazy people who can think, who can focus. And then I was one of those crazy people. And then I realized that therapy is good for everyone, even though people seem to have their life put together. Those need therapy too. It's a very good checkup for our mind and for our body, for our soul, to understand where am I now at this point of my life. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? Should I pay attention to these feelings? Should I let it go? Should I be more mindful of certain people? Like checking up with our mental health. And so then when I was diagnosed, I needed to give up my dream of being a dancer. And so I went to Esptalks Fiel, and I met the most amazing class of all time. My friends couldn't understand me very well. Life was very hard, and I couldn't really socialize with people. Everything was so hard for me, but I was the top student because everything I did I was a free control. I would control everything in my life. I would control what I ate. I would control the exercise that I made. I would control everything. So back then, my friends wouldn't understand me very well, but they would be so supportive and be there for me at all times. And that was the most important thing to me. Then with quarantine, things got a little bit worse, and I lost weight and I couldn't eat. And I was so freaking controller of everything that was happening in my life. Then finally this year, I started letting go of some people that were toxic to me. I started letting go of my feels and I started to let go my dark thoughts and my dark feelings, and I started eating in a normal way. So I gained a lot of weight, and then I got a little bit out of control because as I was controlling so much what I ate while I was diagnosed with anorexia, then I thought, whoa, food is a whole new world. I need to eat everything right now. I was so overwhelmed with all these new feelings that I thought food is a really comfort that I have. So then I came from a point to the other complete opposite, and I started eating everything. I was on a beach eating patterns, just like eating amounts of calories in like half an hour. And that was so damaging for my mental health because after then you feel guilt, you feel disgust, you feel like you can't control yourself, and you feel so, so sad. And then more or less 3 4 months ago I started paying more attention. And what I need to say to you, I don't want to go any longer with my story because there's other topics that I want to cover in more of a general way. But now I'm starting to be more mindful. And I want to say that these type of diseases don't go as easy as they come. They come very easily, like, oh, today I'm just trying to eat less, or in a blink of an eye you can see yourself very depressed, very anxious, and worrying your body and what you eat. So you really need to let go. You need to know that your body doesn't define your personality, your values. I always thought that the fact of being a more chubby kid or a kid that was more curvy always could say something bad about me, always could be a bad thing about me. But no, simply is my body, and I can change it for the world. I can change it, and I need to be so happy and grateful for having a body that allows me to breathe, to eat, to laugh. I love to laugh, to sing. I love to sing and to dance and to read and to be with my friends and to communicate with other people as I am doing here now. And I want you to be mindful that your body is the greatest blessing that you have in your life. Please take care of yourself. Please be grateful every day. You are so loved and you are so beautiful the way you are. It's so special that everyone is so unique and everyone has body type and their thoughts and their eyes and their mouth. Every single thing of you is so important and so beautiful. So let go of those fears and start taking care of what you really love. And I had a lot more to say, but all this microphone thing led me very nervous, and so I had here all planned, but then I get a little messed up in here. But what I want to say is like eating disorders are a real issue. And we need to be very, very attentive and understand if our friends are okay. We need to check up with our friends. We need to check up with people we think that are not doing so okay. Because sometimes someone talking to you can be a cure and can prevent these things. So I hope you enjoy it. I don't know if there's a lot of people because of this whole new edition, but I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it.
Well, Margarida, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's such an important topic in nowadays. It's not only nowadays, it was always like this, but I think the awareness that social media and, events like
Yeah.
this,
Social
you know,
media is such brings such a big impact in our lives as teenagers, and we think that we are not enough because of what we see and whatever. So nowadays, I think more than ever, it's very important. Yeah.
but do you think, let me ask you this question now that we
Yes.
are
Yes.
here.
Awesome.
Um, you think that it's becoming a more common issue? And
Yes.
and
Yes, I really think so. Like, it's very scary for me that that as a girl who is recovering for almost 4 years, it's very scary for me now looking from the outside and notice that young girls are getting so obsessed with what they see, like those crazy diets and those like eat this way and you'll be like Kylie Jenner. This is Kylie Jenner's diet. Like those obsessions are so dangerous, and I get so scared because this is really a dark hole. This is really a world where you never thought you would get here, but you get so low that you think, God, I really need to share awareness. And yeah, mostly for social media, because it's so fake what we see, and we need to understand it's such a good thing that it exists, but sometimes we need to think that it's just a tiny part of other person's life. So people, sorry.
Now, it's a world we gotta live in, and we gotta help each other and stay here for
Yeah.
each other. And I think it's really important for you to be sharing this story. Some people experience a lot of things in their lives and they don't want to share it, and it's okay. But I guess that's what you're saying, and people who are watching and will watch then. I guess this is really important because sometimes we start this loop and we don't realize. I guess
Yes.
that started with you, and you were like, "Oh,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
okay," you know.
Yes. For me, it was
Um,
like,
and
Yes,
some
yes.
people, I don't
sorry.
know if you agree with me, but some people may think that that thing is just oh, that's a quirk that that people has, that person has, but in fact it is indeed some a disease that can be diagnosed. And yeah.
Yes, that's what I was saying back then. Like, people thought that I was so healthy, that I was like, gosh, she's so focused, she's so determined, she's like reaching her goals. And in reality, I was I was feeling such a void inside. I was so sad. I would cry myself to sleep every night. I was hungry. I was starving all the time. I was so weak. And that's what Zé Pedro said. Sometimes we need to be more attentive and try to be more close one to one another to understand if that's really the case or if it's something more warning, you know?
Did you improve in school after the struggle, after fighting
I
the
improved
struggle?
in school while because I was such a control freak that like I was always studying. I always wanted to be the best. I because anorexia is more like you are a control freak. People with anorexia control. They want to control everything in life. I wanted to control what I said all the time. And school was. I was like I had 20s at like everything. And now that I'm letting go, I'm dropping a little bit the notes, like not a lot, but I understand that it's a healthy drop, you know? Like the time that I was consuming, I have a lot more time to be with my friends or to do things that I love, to eat that cheeseburger or that ice cream that I didn't eat back then. So yeah, it's a healthy drop. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think this was really great. Do you have to say something left, Zé Pedro?
No, just that this is exactly what ESP talks are for. For someone like Margarida sharing their experience with such a difficult topic and aspects of her life in this case, and I think it really touches upon the the soul of people. Let's say. So
Yes, what we think is really worthy listening for other people. And
Yeah.
thank you, Margarida, for sharing your thoughts once
Thank
again,
you
because
for being
you
here.
know, I just want other people who are watching this and their friends, and so they want to share their stories, what they think, because this is really necessary, like this dialogue with people, to
Yeah.
understand which one better. I guess it's really good for as a society. We became more united. We understand other people's perspectives, and I
Yeah.
guess a lot of people look at these diseases and they're like, "Oh, it's all fake. They just want to show up." And
That's
I've
exactly
heard this. I've heard this. And I
yeah,
was like,
that's exactly because back then when let me just say that when I started having this struggle, I just wanted someone who talked openly about it because I felt so lonely. Like I felt like I was the only one going through it. Like there was no one talking openly, and now I know that I have all the tools to talk about it and to help someone. Like you're not alone. I've been there, I still am there, and who knows what will happen to me tomorrow, but you can talk to me. I have your back, and you can share it with me, and I think that's the most important. You said what we say really is can impact someone's life, can bring some joy and some safety to someone.
Yes, so leave your Instagram, please, so people who are
Yeah.
out there.
If you need to talk, I'm always. You can always talk to me. M_Margarida 4. I will never say no. Okay, if you have some struggle, if you feel something that you need to share with someone, this is a safe place. You can talk to me.
Thank you so much, Margarida. I guess we need to end
Thank
now.
you
It's already
for
five,
this.
but real. Thank you so much. And now we are ending this. So bye, everyone. I hope you
Bye.
liked it.
Thank you all.